Hello everybody and welcome to another Take a Peek episode. This week we are taking a peek at Runers. This new indie title that came out pretty much today, more or less, within the past couple days. This game came out. It's gotten a lot of hype and Metacritic's given it a 76. So I figured I'd go ahead and take a look at it and kind of show you guys the ins and outs of Runers. Now this is, I have to tell you right now, this is the demo version, which is perfect for a Take a Peek episode because it actually forces me to explain the key concepts of the game more instead of rambling on all sorts of different things that are actually in the game. So, pretty straightforward. This is just your opening title screen. It does come with an achievement system, which is great. I believe this game was greenlit by the community, by the way, which also awesome. It comes with statistics that you want to look at if you care. Has a bestiary of all the enemies in the game, or the ones you kill, the ones you get info about. Your rune dex, which tells you essentially what every single initial rune does, and I'll get more into this. If I just do the discovered ones, you know, for example, 2 fire runes is a flamethrower, or a mind rune and an entropy rune gives you chaos will, which is a buff. But this is just everything that you have, and then the undiscovered, you know, what do you need to combine? You have 2 rune combinations and then 3 rune combinations, and you can see right away there are a ton of things you can do in this game. Absolutely massive amount of potential for stuff to find out as you go through. If you have undiscovered buffs, so if you want specifically, you want to know what a buff is in the game, well, okay, pick up 2 entropies or maybe 2 speed runes. You're looking for buffs instead of damage, or maybe you want, you know, an ultimate. Those are 3, and only 3. You know, anything that's a beam, for example, that's going to be a lot of your shock type of stuff. Or a utility spell, it's 2 winds, perhaps. Do I have anything discovered for some of these? No. Well, you start with spark. All of what you start with at the very beginning of the game, you start with 10 total. And that's every single type of rune that's out there. You start off with having knowledge of what each of these do. The water runes give you the droplet, fire runes give you kindle, and really this just comes down to basically just having a basic little thing. Really not... These really are not all that powerful or all that special. So, the rune dex is amazing. The tutorial in this game is phenomenal. It absolutely explains all the concepts of the game very well, and it works through it all very, very well. The challenges, as you've, well, not as you go play through the game, but you can go through these, get some challenges, and just have some fun with the game. Now, some of these will be locked. They'll either be locked because I haven't completed the one before it, or because it's the demo. But the challenges are pretty straightforward. You just go through it, and well, it's a challenge. So why don't we jump into the main draw of the game, which is the adventure. You know, let's just get into it right now. You can see I have played before. I'm actually 110 right now, which is phenomenal. With 104,000 points, that's great. You can play it on Wimpy. That's the easiest mode, and then goes up from there. Optional game modes, random adventure. Use any runes to combine a random spell. Still requires a combiner to discover new spells. So, I can't do this. It's still the demo, so I can't do a lot of things here. But this looks like it'd be a good fun time. So let's go to regular, same difficulty. Now you can see right off the bat, there's a lot of things that you can go with, things you can do on both sides. So basically, to break it down, you select a passive, you select a class, and then you select a spell. So we're going to look at the passives right now. Plus 5% to all stats, pretty straightforward as a human. Elves have -2% to all stats, but +2 to all rune levels. Rune levels means your spells, when you cast them, are going to be more powerful. And depending on what the spell is, the buffs change. Orcs have the Green Fury, which means their damage is increased by 1% for every 2 life that's missing. Caps out at 50% extra damage, which is absolutely massive. If you start taking a lot of damage, like in a boss fight, you lose a lot of health while your damage goes up. The Blessing of the Orc can be very powerful when used properly, and I imagine this is something you could see on professional runs or speed runs where you deliberately get yourself down so you're at absolute max damage and then go. Really awesome, Green Fury. Blessing of the Golem, so defense is increased by 5% per second, and it caps out at 30%. Taking damage resets the defense bonus. So it takes 6 seconds, and you'll have 30% reduction on your next shot, and then with every second that ticks by, you get 5% reduction of damage, which, honestly, I mean, it's good, but there are better options. The first 3, in my opinion, are better. And then you have the Blessing of the Dryad. You have Groot. Nature's Caress. 80% of all damage taken is healed over 20 seconds. However, damage taken increased by 200%. So, you're going to take a lot of damage, but you also heal damage over time, which is unique to the Dryad. There are more in here that are really awesome. The Wisp, I think, is overall my favorite, because non-spell pickups are drawn towards the player. This doesn't normally happen, so if you want to pick something up, you have to walk over it. With the Wisp, it's just drawn towards you, and it makes the game faster and easier. The convenience is huge. And dropped runes always have 2 mods with doubled strength. That is absolutely huge as well. Means all your spells are going to be that much more powerful. But health packs give you less life. You know, there are pluses and minuses to everyone. There's a reason why Sturdy Stone Skin doesn't have a minus. It's because its plus isn't that great in the first place. It's well balanced. And again, I could go through all of these, but this is for you guys to go explore for yourselves when you go buy the game. If you go buy the game. So I think this time I'm going to go with Elf. Last time I went with the Orc. I'm going to go with Elf this time. And last time I went with the Paladin, which was okay, but the Swamp Mummy blocks all damage for the next 4 seconds. The Mystic, next spell cast, has 15 to all rune levels. Focus Fire, focus for up to 5 seconds, releasing a flurry of arrows based on time spent focusing. Casting spell early will end the effect, and then cures all debuffs with the Priest of Thoros. And of course, there's a little extra bit down here that tells you about that. And again, there's a whole bunch of things in here that you can choose, just based on what you want. I'm going to go with the Mummy. That'll be interesting. And last time I went with Corruption, which is actually pretty good. But I'm going to go with Spark this time. Let's just go ahead and start the game. I want to be a Swamp Mummy with the Blessing of the Elf and the starting spell of Spark. Controls right up here, pretty straightforward. You can change the controls as you see fit. This starts as 1, 2, 3, 4. I changed it to extra mouse buttons just because it's easier for me. However, you can only cast 1 spell at a time, and I'll show you what I mean by that. See, I'm a mummy. Lightning going away. If you destroy these boxes, they have a chance to drop runes and health packs, although it's a pretty minor chance, but it does happen on occasion, so it's worth destroying them. So you look at the top here, right here, you see the cooldown. The cooldown's actually pretty quick, and let me just go into the stat screen real quick for you guys. The cooldown is really quick. You can see it says CD, which is 0.2, and then global cooldown 0.1. It has a knockback of 0.29. You can see the little diagram below everything as the little mummy decides to shoot that little rat, doing some damage. And you see it pushes back a little bit. That's your knockback. The range is 10.7, which actually is pretty good range, and then damage is 2.5. And you can see the rune, little green symbol next to range, is the shock rune. That means that whenever I apply a rune to this shock spell, the spark spell, when I apply a shock rune, it will buff the range of the spell that much further. Your basic stats are just right in here. Your bullet size, speed, everything. They're pretty self-explanatory. If you've ever played any RPG or roguelike or anything like that, this is very self-explanatory stats. Taking minus 2% on everything does kind of suck, but at the same time, I think it'll be for the best, because all these extra rune levels means I start with that more range. We'll get into runes and combiners here as we go into this next room. So these are your basic enemies. As you kill them, that'll update the bestiary, which will tell you special things about them. Whoop, that's a rock. But just by looking at them, you can tell some of these guys like to burrow and move. You have tiny rats, you have big rats, you have these weird undead creatures that are on fire and summon earth spells. Okay, that right there that I'm shooting my lightning through, that's called a combiner. So let's go ahead and pick that up. It's a double combiner. We haven't actually found any runes yet, so I'm really lucky to find a combiner before I find any runes. Basically, break that down. Little hearts on the health packs here. Heal up. Your health, experience, pretty straightforward. Self-explanatory, I feel. Anyways. Don't remember what I was talking about, but essentially the entire purpose is to get as far in the game as you can. It's just like any other roguelike. Get as far as you can. Eventually it'll get too hard for your current capabilities. You'll die, and then you start over. Now this is not like Rogue Legacy where you level up and then progress with your new levels. This is more about gaining knowledge about the game, and someone that has a great knowledge about roguelikes in general but has very little knowledge about this game will succeed at this game. I mean, it just entails being able to not die and picking up some spells along the way. Now, granted, people that already know, that have knowledge of the spells that you can get, are going to be at a little bit of an advantage. But that being said, you can get through this game pretty well. Oh my goodness. I'm not getting any runes. This is really bad. Go away! Little bats are annoying, and I am dying so quickly. These little bats. If I kill them, oh my goodness. Please die, bats. Please. Oh my goodness. It's on fire. It's trying to burn me. Die, rat. It's not. It's a bat. It's a bat. Oh wow, another. How have I not found any runes yet? Oh my goodness. Runes are never this hard to find. Combiners are usually so much harder to find than runes. I have no runes and 2 combiners. This is interesting. I'd love to show you guys why this game is called Runers. Really, it's called Runers because there are runes in this game. And the runes are fairly common. You do actually have a map you can open up anytime. Your quick stats, your inventory, and then you just map at the area. Key down here below, so there's events, auras. We're in a cave right now, and the enemies move 10% faster here. Your stairs, your boss, your health, your runes. Again, all pretty straightforward, easy to understand, clean interface. I really like it. Your buffs and debuffs, we'll get into those a little bit later, but they will appear up here. If I go into this room down here, actually, I can show you. So you can see this room has an aura, which means there's going to be a buff in the room, positive or negative. So this room lowers entropy rune levels by 2. For some rooms may increase your bullet damage, or it'll increase your bullet size. It'll increase enemy bullet size. It may slow you down, speed you up. It just depends on the specific room. It's a very non-intrusive overlay, and I absolutely love that. I do hope I don't die. These early levels are really difficult because you are... Well, that's an enemy I've never fought before. These early levels are hard because you're trying to pick up runes, and you're trying to pick up more spells. Once you get your second spell, the game really picks up. You can only, like I said before, you can only fire 1 spell at a time, but... Oh, there we go. but if you get spells that have the right cooldowns, you can stagger your spells and fire 2 spells at a time. Unfortunately, these are the stairs, by the way. It's got on the map. But unfortunately, you see the 2 little things up here that I have, extra mouse 2, extra mouse 1, where I have my extra spells. Your mouse button auto fires. Left mouse, right mouse, they auto fire. So I can just hold down my mouse and it keeps firing. But if I try and hold down these buttons, or if I leave them to their default 1 and 2, it does not auto fire. It's very... If you want it to fire, you have to push it yourself. And then you have to time it in such a way that it doesn't impede your other spells, or your other spells have to take a chance to wait while you use that 3rd spell. Okay, those guys are skeletons. These are kind of dangerous. I need to kill the yellow guys first, honestly. Oh, skeletons are a pain in the butt. Kill the yellow guys, they're shooting at me. Come on. Okay, there we go. The only way to kill skeletons, and this is a fact that takes some game playing experience and possibly watching other people. The only way to kill them is to walk over their bodies when you've downed them. So if I kill this skeleton, you see it turn into a pile of white bones. So if I walk over him, I kill him. I'll show you what happens if I don't walk over him. I'll focus on this guy. I won't walk over that guy. I'll kill this guy. Get this health, you know. Oh, geez, he comes back to life. So you gotta take him out again. They'll just keep indefinitely coming back to life until you walk over them and take them out. CR experience is at 210 and 300, and we're at 70 and 98. Notice the 2% extra stats does take your max health down by 2%. It's minus 2% everything. So do be careful with the elf, because that is 2 less HP. That could come back to bite you. You never know when that extra HP could have saved your life. Really want that extra spell. I know I picked up some runes at this point. I'll probably want to go ahead and combine them and get that extra spell here soon, just because it'll speed everything up. So it's an earth rune. Beautiful. There are some enemies later in the games that make getting runes a lot more difficult. But I'm not going to... Hopefully, I won't be showing this off in these videos. And that's a water rune. Got their little health pod over here. Health pack. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop and show off why this game is called Runers. Go over to the stair room first. Up and over. As expected, procedurally generated rooms. Every level is different. Every game is different. Kind of goes without saying at this point. So, at this point, I've collected 2 double combiners. And I've collected 4 different types of runes. Now, this rune has an extra buff to it. Minus 5% cooldowns. But the rest of these are pretty blah. They're nothing special. Now, if I wanted to, I could destroy a double combiner and get 50 experience for it. Or, I could combine 4 double combiners and get a triple combiner. So what this means is, you can see our combiner area over here. If I want to use, say, this water rune and this mind rune, something I've never done before. I'm going to show you guys something else. This water and earth rune, which creates mudslide. If I want to do that, it takes one of these. But if I want to throw in an entropy rune as well, you can see this is highlighted right here. This is red. We don't have any triple combiners, so if I try to combine it, I can't because I just don't have enough. But if I want to do water and entropy, no idea what this will do. We combine it with our double combiner. This goes down to 1. We get the Delta Spreader. Launches a fan of water bullets. Randomly, additional bullets will be added to the fan. So every once in a while, okay, so it'll do 3, or it could do 5, whatever, you know. But if I have come across more water runes, or come across more entropy runes, I can increase the bias, which I assume means that'll increase how often extra bullets come out. Oh, and I can increase the damage with water. We have 1 more double combiner, so let's do earth and mine, and what does this do? Guided stones. Fires a small pack of rocks imbued with mind powers that cause them to seek nearby targets. That's pretty cool. 2.5 damage is not a lot, but it does come with homing powers, which is also pretty cool. 2.5, whereas this is a 2.45. It has a duration of 98, so it just kind of goes out for a while. Whereas this has a range instead of a duration. I think I'm just going to go with the straight damage increase here and show you guys some different stuff. At the very beginning, you can have 4 active and 1 in the storage. If you don't like them, you can just take it over here and drop it in here and delete the spell. If you have extra runes that you don't want, you can drop them in here. You don't get anything back for it, but it's just a really easy way to clean up your inventory. Again, in here, you can access your rune index if you want to see special spells. You can access your bestiary if you want to figure out special things about the enemies that you're fighting. And your options pretty straightforward. As always, your audio-video controls. So let's resume the game and show you guys what this new stuff is. So once you place new spells, it has a 5-second cooldown. So this is your Earth spell. Pretty cool. And then the new Water spell. Every once in a while it fires out those extra little bits. That's pretty cool. And if I want to use this, say I'm holding down the mouse button, but it's only firing once, despite the cooldown being super fast. So my new spells are these. Whoa, that was, what the frick? Right, let's get over here. It's going pretty well, but you can see already this room's being cleared so much faster. I have new spells. I don't necessarily have better spells, although I would like to argue that they are. Another double combiner, pretty cool. Getting a lot of those this run. But that room cleared up really quickly. So, quick tidbit about this game. The color of the door tells you what's in the room. So if I go through this green door, there's an event in this room. This event is hit list. Enemies linked in a mysterious way. Kill all the enemies in the order as marked with the ancient seal. And you can see the enemies that are in the room. So we have these guys. If I try and hit them, it doesn't do any good. I have those guys. I have these guys. I have this little brain. Rocks over here that I can play with. That's interesting. Anyways, let's go and walk into it and starts it. So what I want to do is I want to kill this guy. He gets to die first. Okay, so I killed him. I got a shock rune. Now I want to kill the brain. He's the one that's marked. So we're going to get that brain. Get the brain. Get the brain. Okay, we got the brain. Now we want to kill this guy. Cool, and then this guy. Awesome, and then this guy. Alright, so we completed the event. We did it successfully, so we get a reward. You can select a rune or a buff. If you select random, it'll randomly select one of these 4, specific to the event. Let's pick up a speed rune. Why not? Also leveled up. I do floating, increase my move speed by 10%. Pretty good. Underdog, whenever you have a status effect, gain 20% armor. Pretty good. 10% damage, but chance to teleport on spellcast, or on a flawless room, get a long-lasting buff. So the way you get a flawless room is to not take any damage in that room. Now, if you get more than one that you really like say I want High Roller and Underdog, for example, but I have to pick one. I only get one on level up. Most of these will come back next time around. You level up again, you'll get a lot of the same options, plus 1 or 2 new ones. So, chances are you can get both of what you want next time you level up. Let's go ahead and do Entropic Body for comedic sake. 10% damage, but spellcast randomly teleports you. So with constant spellcasting like this could be interesting. Whoop. Looks like I'm probably gonna die here soon if I'm not too careful. That's the guy we wanted to kill. I have no idea what it was. Oh, geez. Okay. Pick up the health that's in here. And the room's done. Teleport thing's kind of frustrating. It's like disorienting and hurts my brain. It's like, That's what it's doing to me right now. So you can see this is just the very first floor. With how long this is lasting, You can see this game could actually take quite a long time, and to some extent get a little grindy, but it is a fun game to play. Oh, got that dark rune. Just teleported on top of that. Right now, it's on the Steam store for about $10 if you want to pick up the game. I'd say it's a lot of fun, and I may or may not pick up the game. Like I said, this is the demo right now. I think I'll probably wait for it to be on a sale, just because I have so many games I need to play right now. A lot of games to get through. But, okay, so we leveled up again. But this game, I would say, is definitely worth it. So we got Scavenger, rune drop chance by 10%. That's helpful. Reduce the effects of room auras. Latent energy in your skin knocks back any that touches you. That would be very helpful when you get surrounded by big mobs. And then Entropic Body. 20% damage, chance on spell to randomly teleport you. This is actually the first time I've ever actually had all different choices. I could level up Entropic Body, but I think I'm going to pick up Scavenger here. We have some more double combiners. If I can get rid of these. I'd like to, whoop. Jeez, okay. I'd like to go ahead and do one more combination here. Just to show you guys a little bit more. Do you notice this green circle? It's being created by this thing. Whoop. Rat holes I need to take care of. And that thing, you can look it up in the bestiary and figure out what it is for yourself. But essentially, what this green aura does is it buffs everyone and anyone who's in it. Room doesn't, but this thing does. Let's go into here. You see it? 3 double combiners. I really want to pick up one more, if I can, before the end of this episode. One more double combiner so I can make a triple combiner and show you guys some of the more powerful spells. Show you guys what it's like to actually use a triple combiner and have a spell that takes 3 runes. Now, granted, we don't have that many runes right now, so we're gonna have to be careful. Okay, so when you complete a floor, you also get extra buffs. You can select random, again, if you just want to go all random, or extra defense, extra damage, a level, or a rune. This is actually really varied for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up the extra 5% damage. Go to the next floor. The buffs could be anything from like extra health, can be in there as well, extra move speed. It's fairly random. You notice when it said we're at floor 2, it tells you what the enemies do now. They move 10% faster, so you have to be a little bit more careful. So this is another hit list. Got some enemies I haven't seen before. But if you don't want to do the event, you can just walk right by it. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. Oh boy, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. The teleport got me out of there. Once you're in a room, you cannot run out of the room unless all the enemies are complete. So make sure that you're actually going to live. It's looking like I'm going to die this time around. My first run went really, really well, and I did not have any problems. But this run is a little bit harder, it would appear. Kill off that guy if I can. Thank you. Having a hard time finding that extra combiner. However, go ahead and show you guys this real quick. For example, this Earth Rune here, I can use this, increase the damage of this spell. So now the damage has gone up. You can see the rune levels +1, and then that extra little 2 because I'm elf. Now my spell does more damage. With other spells, it'll give you various other effects. I feel like I'm going to die in this next room here. We'll see. The teleport did save my life. There's no getting around that. The teleport got me out of a sticky situation. Picked up some extra health there. That's good. Hopefully I won't die quite as quickly now that I have that extra little bit of health. That guy stole an air rune. So that was a scavenger. He steals your stuff. If you're not careful, he'll get away with some of your runes and other things that might be in the rune. He'll take health. Just pick up whatever he can. Again, we have air and light. What are we rocking here? So we got water. Yeah, I can't really buff these. I could buff spark, increase the range. So let me show you this. Just do that. And range is increased, and now it's a little bit longer range. Oh, geez. Okay, this is a mini boss. the mini-boss that's probably going to kill me because it's very hard with the cells that I have and the low amount of pretty much everything I have. But I got him. Alright. He summons little skeletons, so you have to be careful when you're fighting him. Oh my god. 1 HP. Oh my goodness. But I'm alive, and that's what matters. Going to the next room. I didn't get anything from that. That really sucks. Did not get anything from that. Alright. Uh-oh. Ah! Oh, balls. Let's go ahead and just break these real quick. There's no harm in breaking them. As long as I don't teleport into the thing, there's no harm in breaking them. Can I hit that, please? Go. Okay. I wasted my bandage block. It takes a cooldown of 1 minute, so you can actually just sit into a room and wait for it to cool back down. I'm not going to, because that'd be 30 seconds of totally wasted time. But you can sit in a room, wait for it to come back down. This blocks all damage for the next 4 seconds. I feel like I'm going to die. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my combiners and just kind of make some stuff. So we got Fairy Flight. It's a small fairy that spirals outwards. Coolio. Then we'll go ahead and Dark Rune with an Air Rune and combine that. Miasma. Creates an expanding cloud of poison from the casting location, deals initial damage over time to all afflicted enemies. That's something I want to replace with Spark. So I want to do this. Wait 5 seconds, let this come back, show off the new spells, so I can go on Miasma. Cool. Long cooldown. Where I can do a little fairy. Which I can create a lot of. That's almost like a shield. That's actually really cool. Miasma, of course, doesn't hurt me. So, let's just go in the next room. We're gonna die. That's okay. Oh, well, I just wasted that again. Gosh dang it. I somehow managed to hold on to it, and then I screwed myself. That's okay. GG. I'm not totally dead yet, but there we go. I can create another Miasma Cloud here. Get this in between cooldowns. Getting shock runes, more health. The game definitely wants me to continue. I figured I would have been dead, but all of a sudden I'm picking up all this health here. Good danger. Walk into a room with 1 HP and leave the room alive. Alright. So I got a little achievement there in the bottom. Move up. We picked up... Ooh, that's just a floating rune. What do you know? Got an extra rune. Pretty handy. And more health. All of a sudden, I'm up at 54 HP, just like that. And the game continues. Just as you would expect. So you can see, this is actually one that has double benefits. So for example, the Wisp that gives all runes double benefits, this is exactly what that is. 10% knockback, 5% damage dealt. That's absolutely huge. That's helpful. But I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to throw it on to here. It'll buff the damage. It does not give you those extra rune capabilities. All it does is give you whatever it says it's going to give you. So I can use the light if I wanted to increase Fairy's Flight duration and damage. Not terrible. Why don't we do that? We'll switch to Fairy Flight, pure Fairy Flight here, and then buff that. So now it's even stronger. We have shock runes, we have a speed rune, but nothing we can use. Now, I have a new thing I can play with. Let's go into this event room, and let's actually do this event. Why not? I have to kill this guy first. Kind of hard to kill him. I got him. Whoop, that's a double combiner. Ah! Okay, I need to kill that guy next. That's actually good. I want him to die. Okay, so I need to kill this guy. Now, if I do it out of order, I fail the event. So I have to be very careful to hit exactly who I need to hit. Event complete. Wow, extra HP. Crit defense. Density. I still don't know what density does. I think it makes you resistant to knockback. That's what I would assume. So let's go with the extra HP here. Also leveled up. Crit strikes increase your move speed. Killing humanoids replenishes your health. I love that one. Leave a holy fire zone after killing an undead. That one's pretty cool too. And then every 50 seconds, summon an arcane guardian that rotates around your current enemies. That one is cool, but it's not as useful. Let's go ahead and do the soul rip. Every time I kill a humanoid, I get some of their health back. And just like that, you just continue on. And let's go ahead and create a miasma cloud. Does some damage. Not very special. The fairy fire, or the little fairies seem to be doing a good job here. Getting in that little extra bit of damage. And generally being a good little spell to have. So this little humanoid right here, this fire guy, if I kill him real quick, you see he dropped a not fully red heart. It only heals you by 1. But in rooms with a lot of humanoids, that could be 5, 10 health, and really it does start to add up over time. The level up benefits are not benefits that you look at for huge, huge changes. They are benefits that will help you over time, and ultimately can make a difference. So individual player skill is arguably more important. To not die is hard in this game. I say that, although I haven't actually died yet. I've gotten to the demo, end of the demo. These early levels are meant to build you up. These first level, second level even, they're really meant to build you up, get you a little bit stronger. The third levels where things get really intense, they get really serious. But I'm gonna leave that for you guys to explore. Like I said, I might go ahead and get this game at some point, but I also have a lot of games to work through. It's a great game, it's a lot of fun, and I do recommend this. If you enjoy roguelikes, this is a game that I think you would want to pick up. And the graphics of this game, they're not special. You know, they don't look great. It's not really a beautiful game, but the music is beautifully composed. There's a reason why you can buy the soundtrack separate from this game. The soundtrack to this game is nice. You can't hear much of it, but it is actually a good soundtrack. Ow. Die! Die! Got him. Okay. Pick up all this extra health. So now we have 4, so we can do 4 for 1. So if I want to do a shock rune and a shock rune and a shock rune, I can't do that in the demo. But in your standard game, you'd be able to do that. So I'm real close to another level. Have I ever done 2 shock runes? I have not. We'll combine 2 shock runes. We got chain lightning. Cool. Sounds pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and take that. Throw away that one. How much does chain lightning do? 12.32 with a cooldown of 1 second. Fairies cooldown is half a second. A delta spreader I'm not actually a huge fan of. I do like the guided stones though. So we'll do that. We'll take the shock rune. We'll buff chain lightning even further. We can use this and this. Make that thing, which is penitence. Shoots a holy shot that if it hits an enemy, gives them increased density and reduced movement speed for 1 second. Huh. Don't care about that either. And then this is the delta spreader, which I don't want. So yeah, whatever. We'll just go ahead and resume. We now have chain lightning, so we'll go and look at how that works in 5 seconds. Pretty slow, but it does actually jump from enemy to enemy, so let's see how it looks in combat. Finishing this floor will be the finish of the episode, and it's real close. I'm not going to show you guys floor 3. Floor 3 does get a little bit more complicated. Wow. Holy cow. Hey, 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 hey. Don't steal my stuff. Don't be stealing my stuff. Level up. So 10 experience on combining a spell, sap energy from enemies, leave Holy Fire, and there you go. High Roller came back. So let's get Holy Crusader. If we find any more undead, you'll see these ginormous fire piles, which are freaking awesome. Whoop. Got it. Teleporting a little bit, but I got there. So going in, probably the last room here. And now you can see there's even more different enemies. There's just so many different enemies. And we're on only the first 2 floors. I mean, the enemies get harder. They get more varied as you go further and further into the floors. That's Holy Fire. Walk through it, doesn't hurt me. I love this Chain Lightning, guys. This is awesome. I love Chain Lightning. This is great. This is where we're going to stop. I'm not going to show you guys any more of this game. I went the wrong way. Because I want you guys to go find out what this game is like for yourself. And I also need to end this episode because at this point, it's getting pretty long. This has been going on definitely long enough for a Take a Peek episode. Pretty much everything I've shown you is what's accessible in the game. The higher level spells are a lot cooler. It has received some mixed receptions. Like I said before, the people that don't like the graphics in this game, I mean, this is what you're going to be staring at the whole time. It's not very impressive. The ambiance is great. The aesthetics of this game, I think, they do a good job. But at the same time, it's lacking. It's definitely lacking in the aesthetic area. The music is good. I love the music. It's music I would listen to driving my car, going to sleep. It's peaceful. It's nice. It keeps you calm in very stressful situations, which makes the game easier. Granted, I'm playing on a very easy difficulty right now, but it makes the game easier. And if the music had some more variety, I mean, this track is great. I love the music. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the music. But if it had more variety, I feel like it could go a little bit further with the music. You know, a little bit more intense music at times. The lack of music shows up. There are points in the game where there is absolutely no music and you notice it because the background music in and of itself is so good. But if there were times with more intense music, make you feel like everything's a little bit more urgent, I feel like that would make the game more exciting. It would make it just more interesting in general. It is a very quiet game. I know as it's recording, I'm sure that the recording's going to be very, very quiet for the game audio. It's a very quiet game. I have the audio maxed out right now. Very quiet game. And most of the times I have to reduce the audio to 20%, 10%, 5%. No, this is bloody maxed out, 100%. So, you know, take that as you will. If you have bad speakers, you're not going to be able to hear this game, which is kind of sad. In that case, get headphones. Come on. Get headphones. They're better anyways. For most things. Anyways, overall summary of the game, I think it's great. It's a fun roguelike. It's, you know, if you like Binding of Isaac, you'll like this game. And it's designed beautifully. It's composed beautifully. I kind of agree with Metacritic. 7 out of 10 is about right. It's not quite an 8, but it's definitely not a 6. It's a game that's done very well, and it has potential that if the developer wants to, they can add more, and they can make the game a little bit deeper. Again, I haven't gone very far into the game. The demo doesn't let you go very far into the game, but the game can go a little bit deeper. That being said, as it stands right now, it's a very complete game. It's done very well. Again, I really like how well done this game is. It's a good game. But I don't know. These type of games don't have a huge appeal to me, so I probably won't end up making a series out of it. So maybe that's why I can't find the right words, because I don't normally play these types of games. They're not my favorite. But this game, I'm actually starting to like it. I'm getting into it. I don't know. I did not like The Binding of Isaac, but I do like this game. So something about this game, I think the complexity, the fact that there are almost 300 spells, which makes it very customizable, personalized, in a way that most games don't have anymore. Maybe that's the draw that I'm looking at. I don't know. But this game is a solid game. And if you like roguelikes, pick it up. If you like watching this video, pick it up. And it's $10 on Steam. Link down below, as always. And, yeah, again, 7 out of 10. I think it'll be a fun demo to play through. If you're on the fence, definitely pick up the demo. It's what made me want to do this video in the first place. So, as always, guys, thank you for watching. I will see you next time with another Take a Peek episode. And I hope this helped change your opinion on Runers. Get you going in the right direction. So, take care. Thanks for watching.